Kirk, getting 2 offs today, really. 2-0 loss to Wycombe. How was that for you?
Yeah, I think really disappointing first half. I think we did okay for about the first 10 minutes. It looked like us for a little bit, and we thought, oh, here we go, we're in for a game today. And then, for whatever reason, didn't really work hard enough. 2 sloppy goals to concede again, which just seems to be the story of the season so far. Which is what we said to the boys at half time and at the end of the game is it's the same things over and over as a collective, and it's not as individuals or aimed at anyone in particular, but as a collective we just seem to concede sloppy goals at the moment. We can't keep saying the same things every week, but first half that's how it went. So 2-0 down in the second half, we've got on top. We looked like us, we were aggressive, we got after it, we kept the ball, we retained it really well, we passed really well, had a few opportunities to score, but just didn't quite do enough again in that final third to see the game, to get back into the game. They did really well, were resolute. Second half I thought Wycombe, and they did really well, so fair play to them, they deserved the game today.
And with such a high against Swansea, scoring them goals, like we said, ruthless as much as we could be in that game, what do you think that happened today that just changed it?
Not sure whether it's a 3-game week, whether that's had an effect on the boys, or whether today just Wycombe's high press, whether that put them off a little bit. I'm not sure. But once they calmed down second half, we got on top, but it's already 2-0 by then, so it needs to be a case of we start like that and then that builds momentum for the game, but we just didn't quite do that today.
And we saw you at the end of the game sitting down talking to the lads, having to give them that talk. Can you give us a little bit what was going on there?
No, just like I just said, really, it was that bit of addressing where we haven't been good enough. Reminding the boys of the standards that we set as a club and as an under-18s group and as a collective that they set at the beginning of the season of how we're going to go out and play games and how they want to play, and we've agreed that as a collective, and that wasn't done today in the first 45. So it's not individuals, it's as a collective, and you can hear some of the bickering on the pitch doesn't help. When they get around each other and they show that togetherness that we talk about, we then put performance in the second half that shows what we're about. So that's really what was said at the end of the game.
And what are you going to be looking at in preparations and training now for next week in Newcastle?
Well, I think next week will be around defending in the mid-third, so it'll be around defending again and trying to defend the goal a little bit better. We'll have to have some sort of finishing at some point during the week and be a bit more ruthless again, but I think it's just around our defensive responsibilities and understanding as a team, as a collective, what that looks like, and how we're going to defend the goal maybe a little bit better.
So we've proven that, like we said against Swansea, that we can get them wins against big sides. How important is it that next week and we bounce back with a big win?
Yeah, I think it's, like I said yesterday, all season, it's about the learning and the development, and we've shown that second half today that we can learn from those moments. We showed against Swansea what we're about, but it's now the consistency, and at this age it's very difficult to get that consistency, and the boys at the moment are starting to get there with that consistent level of performance. But it's now, like we said pre-game, is can you repeat what you did in the last game, and didn't quite manage it today. And I guess now it's can we repeat the 45 from today going into Saturday.